Okay, let's see here. VTube Studio is a bit behind. Whoa, those are bad frames. Hello to anyone here. I do apologize about how laggy the VTuber model is. I don't have a very good webcam, so it just happens to look like this no matter what I do. For the meantime, I'll turn it off because of that. Just give me one moment. There we go. Okay. Sorry about the initial scuff. I'll get it up and running in a sec. Those levels look good. Okay. For those of you that have never made a Minecraft game before, this is essentially just going into a website called Skindex and using a ton of, well, basically it's just trial and error. The codes I'm typing in are from IOC, from the actual gacha game, so it's very important to mark the front of where you're at when you do things like this, because you can often end up having it lost. So in the meantime, let's just get right into it. What I'm doing here is shading the edges so that there's a clear difference between the arms and the front of the shirt. My OC has a collar, but I think it's still important to add a neck. And then I prefer to do my skins on slim, as I just prefer the look of 3 pixel arms over 4 pixel arms. Once again, defining the space between it doesn't look all that great at the moment, but that's to be expected because we just started. Oftentimes in skin decks, when you click on one thing, it might change your tool, so be careful if you're going to make a skin. And then this is just getting the basics lined out before I go into anything further. As you can see from how much the skin blends into the white background, my OC is very pale. And even with that, I want to get some color into the shading. Normally I'd start with my darkest tone and go backwards, as it's hard to use my regular color shifting technique in reverse. So this definitely looks off to me. So I might just go ahead and hue shift. Or attempt to. It's been a very long time since I made Minecraft skins. No one's joined the stream besides you yet. That's why. Don't really like how that looks, so... Right now I'm trying to shade the arms. I'm trying to make my gacha OC as a Minecraft skin at the moment. And I decided to do it in the stream so I could get feedback as I go. The VOD will be up afterwards, so if you're tired, go right ahead to sleep and you can watch it later. There's no need to stay up, but I appreciate you joining. Just make sure you take care of yourself first. Here I'm trying to make the sides not look as flat with no color to them. That way the skin has a bit more personality to it. I'm glad. Let me know if there's any other tutorials I can help out with, or if you have any questions on the pre-existing ones. bit tanner than my OC tends to normally look in the game. So, starting off with a lighter color. Thank you. I'm glad that you like them. I should have another longer form video going up sometime within the next week or so. I just need to finish editing and then a couple other scenes. Yep, I just had my birthday recently. Don't worry about missing it. I didn't do any sort of special video since I wasn't able to finish it in time. It's alright. Thank you so much for the birthday wishes. One thing to note when you're making Minecraft skins is that there are several layers that you can't see if you have them all enabled at once. Like the arms have color here, and the torso has color here, which is why it's good to look at each individual part of the body while you're working. And using the bucket tool to quickly color in areas can be quite helpful. But if you're using the symmetry tool down here, it will turn that off once you use the bucket. So that's something to keep in mind. Hello, welcome to the stream. Okay. That's not what the finished torso is going to look like, but it's a good start. So, I think mapping out how the pants should look now would be a good idea. This is normally how dark I have both of the pants slash pant legs looking on my normal character. If you're trying to get Minecraft on a PS5, I think you need to buy, like, a disc for it. I know that's how it is for the PS4. If you notice how I'm coloring both sides at once, that's what the symmetry tool does. It works for the arms and for the legs, but since there's not a second torso or head, it doesn't do anything there. It's useful because you can work on one leg with the other disabled, and then your work is going to copy over, so you don't have to do it twice. It saves a ton of time. Is the music too loud for you guys, or is it too quiet? Really? You searched through a ton of stores and you can't find the disc? That's definitely pretty unusual. Good luck in finding it someday. I don't actually have a PS4, since I used to play a lot on my laptop, which I'm using to make this. So I wouldn't know how to help in that sense. What do you guys think of the shading style here? I have a different way of shading, but I decided to try this one. And I'm not entirely sure how to feel about it yet. I'm sorry to hear about your laptop. Hopefully you can get it repaired. It really sucks when stuff like that breaks. Glad to know that the shading looks nice, though. Shoes don't stand out very well against the pants. So I'll raise up the pants a bit and either add socks or just a tiny layer of skin there so you can easily tell them apart. Okay, so I'd say something like before I started YouTube, I used to make Minecraft skins on a way different account, but still did it in my free time. The worst part was always making shoes, as I could never figure out how I wanted them to look. So it always came out a bit odd. And I think that might end up being the case here. Oh. That sounds... I've never had to go through a situation like that, so I unfortunately don't have any recommendations. But I do wish you luck in finding a repair shop that's affordable, since I know a lot of them are outrageously priced. Another tip I have for making skins is that if you need help figuring out what to do for a certain part, looking up other skins that specifically have the type of style you're looking for can be really helpful. Sorry for being sort of quiet during the stream. I tend to get quiet when I think about what I'm doing. And making skins is constantly thinking about where you're gonna place what and how you're gonna place it. Keeping the shape of the shoe while trying to make it look correct can also be pretty frustrating. But I always consider it worth it if you get a result that you're happy with in the end. Hmm. It's sort of fun to guess how it'll look, though you can get a pretty good idea from just this little snippet. Ooh, I totally forgot that my OC wears a jacket over the main suit part. I'll add that in once I'm done with the legs. Okay. Oh, skins also have two layers, and the additional one is where you add any details that need to stick out a lot on your character. For me, that normally means accenting the clothing to just make it seem like it's there a bit more instead of having a completely flat look to it in-game. Looks like there was an issue with stuff carrying over, so I'll need to fix up the side of the leg. Alright. Make sure you get some sleep. Thank you for joining the stream. Hello. We're in the middle of working on the legs at the moment. And then we have a bit of the torso done. So I think adding something to the side here. Might help to make it a bit less flat. Bye. Well, it's hard to tell the difference between now. If you have like more player models, that's gonna look like the end is rolled up a bit, like how you would do on jeans that are slightly too long. And it'll also stick out even without more player models. Sorry, had to mute to take a drink for a moment. Okay, so looking at the sides, I'll need to start on the character's jacket. But in case I need to add more highlights, I'll save the color palette of the underlayer to the top here, just in case if at any point I need a layer. So sorry about the mid-roll ads. I unfortunately don't have any control over the placement. I probably should have enabled that. Okay, so for starting a jacket, you might want to do it on this layer, but that actually brings a sort of shallow effect to it, for lack of a better terms. At least, I haven't seen it done in a way that looks completely right to me. So notice I'm trying my best to avoid using the darkest black there is in case I ever need to get a deeper color than this. But in this case, I think I might have to go there, just for it standing out. Because here it doesn't seem like you can tell. Does this dark color stand out from this one? Because that's what the point of these are. It's to make sure you can tell where everything ends and starts. So if you don't mind me asking, does it work, or should I make this particular color a little bit darker? There we go. I think I mentioned this towards the beginning of the stream, but I want to reiterate it again. If you're going to make your own Minecraft skin on Skindex, SKINDEX, make sure that you somehow mark where the front is, because it's going to spawn in looking like this, minus all the work we've done. And if you notice when I started stream, I had a dot on the front, so that when I rotated it, I didn't lose where the front was. Because in the past, I haven't placed that dot, and I've started looking over the skin to make sure I didn't have a leftover one from when I was working before. And I've lost where the front is, and I started making the face on the back, and that causes problems because when you go to use the skin, you'll have a backwards one. And while that is something people do while making skins, it can be really frustrating to have to try and flip everything around if that wasn't your original intention. I saw this pixel that was off, but it doesn't seem like it. I'm purposely waiting to do the head until last, mostly because I find making hair to be a major pain. Okay, that's for the sleeves. Now it's time to mark out where the jacket's gonna be. So... goes down to here on my character. I'd say goes about this far. That definitely looks a little funny. Not sure if I should increase it like that or... It might be worth going through and darkening this a bit so that they don't fade into each other as much. Okay. Let's try that. Don't think the color is anywhere else but the torso, so I won't have to change anywhere. Keeping it dark enough while trying not to have it be the same as this is gonna be a bit tricky. That arguably makes the fade problem worse. I'll leave it as this for now, and then try and get back to this later. Hold on, how does that look through? I don't know. Okay. I'll add this color to the palette from earlier. And then turn that back to how it was before for now. It might look a bit better if I do this. There's a pretty clear distinction here. It's just with these two, you can tell, but I'm worried that you can't tell enough. On the Gacha OC, there's a lot more room to work with, and I would argue that there's not as much here. Since the body itself is only 8 pixels long, and since I'm using Slim, the arms are only 3. So that's 14 pixels across the body itself, which can feel quite underwhelming for some of the detail. Also noting that it is a jacket, while it's not completely closed up in the front, it's gonna be completely there in the back. Okay. Okay. So here is where I want to make a distinction. Depending on what type of jacket this is, there might be some sort of fade or indication that it's stopped, like this little thing here that's making it, instead of just completely cutting off in a square, it's giving it a bit more shape. I might do something like that here. Which does remind me that the pants have a connection with the belt. And I think that in the grand scheme of things, it shouldn't be on the torso, but on the pants themselves. On my OC, the belt is pretty much the exact same color as the pants, but that might give a bit of an odd appearance. If I were to just take it and add, like, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4. Here. I think with another color, it'd be a bit easier to tell what it's meant to be than just sort of out of place dots. Not too sure how I want to go about this. Okay, and then that also brings me to the point that the pants look a bit too small. And even how they directly connect with the legs could be considered weird. So if I push everything up just a bit, not even gonna lie, my headphones make... They're like one of those big chunky ones that sort of look a bit like how movies display the headphones that pilots wear, like airplane pilots. So they're like extremely hot to wear. So I might have to take a quick break and then set a waiting room for a stream for later. But I think I'll do that if we hit the 1 hour mark. Hello! We're working on making a Minecraft skin at the moment. And I'm currently switching up the way the legs look. Since I'm trying to incorporate the belt on my main OC. So that's how it's looking at the moment, but I think it'd be better to... I think it might work out better to push it up a bit. And then add a different color for it going around. But in order to do that, I need to adjust some of the way the legs themselves look. Okay. I still have the face shadow on. Let me turn that toggle off. Oops. Oh, never mind, I'm good. Okay, so that's how that's looking. Then I'll need to change the outer layer a bit. If you have any suggestions or opinions, feel free to put them in the chat. I'd be happy to try them out, see how they look. You ignore the color palette that I put up here. It's taking a bit of shape. But the torso itself still seems a bit strange to me. Thank you. I've been working on it for, I want to say, around an hour now. So it's been a pretty long stream. Since we're no longer... Okay, that should add a bit more shading to it. I think that if I darken up the purple around the belt, it'll become more obvious it's a belt and not just a strange part of the pants. So, shift that down a bit. When you make skins, it's really important to check that you've covered every pixel. because if you try to use them after leaving certain segments blank, they'll just show up as black on the skin. And when you walk or move around too much in game, they'll look sort of odd. Don't really know if I like entirely how that looks either. But I do think it's a bit better than before. I might change the belt color entirely later so it sticks out a bit. But for now, I think it works. A magenta? Alright, would you say, like, this shade is what you're thinking of? Or darker, lighter, little pink, little more purple? Okay. Let's try that, see how it looks. A bit darker? Okay. So then... would you say like that dark is what you're thinking of? Which one? The lighter or darker? Or like using maybe what I have on the side for shading as the base color? Either way, I do think that magenta was the right way to go. So I'll leave it as that for now. So I have both colors. And then I think at this point it might be worth adding the gloves on. So I haven't been sure how to go about the gloves, which is why I've been holding them off. So... dang it. Okay, I think I have an idea. Go... that... shoot... lower it a bit for the shading to show that it's closer to the bodies. There's a clear separation. I want to get it just a bit darker, maybe? Okay. It should show that it's closer to the hand. Okay. I have a bit of yellow on the ending of the glove. So Gacha Life 2 doesn't really have a good option for it. But my glove is supposed to have like open fingertips and then the yellow only at the end. And if you're wondering how I'm just typing on the color codes, I'm getting them off of the Gacha Life LC. Yeah. Should work for now. That's okay. Sometimes these things can be a bit trial and error-ish. There's a good chance that my stream might have gone out. Oh. That's weird. I'll see if there's any weird stuff on my end after the stream. Now that you can type again, did you mean more this color, or like would you want the side color to be the main one? Left being this one, right being this one. And while you're typing that, I'm gonna make sure the gloves copied right. And that's what it looks like with the pants in view. This one? This is right for me. Okay, then let's go with that one. I do agree with that. I'll use this as the undershading, because you won't see it most of the time, and it does need to be a slightly darker color. Ooh, sorry about mid-roll ads. I think you guys just got mid-roll ads. I'll pause for a moment if that's the case. Okay, ad should hopefully be over by now, or have a skip option. So that's what this looks like so far, which I think looks good. Adding in this. I like how the gloves turned out. Okay. Sorry about that. I meant to hit control when the ads are for the stream, but I didn't. So I think, thank you. Adding that there might add a bit more life to the pants, but at the same time, it also makes it look semi-odd. Once again, if I could ask for your opinion, that'd be great. No highlight or highlight? This side being 1, this side being 2, so it's easier. No highlight is 2, highlight is 1. Highlight, got it. Okay. Add that to the back of the pants then. And I'll add this here so that the back of the jacket has a bit more shading to it. Okay. I think that we're ready to move on to the head. Double checking that all the body parts look right. Okay. Arms. Lastly, each leg. I think it's fine. So now to work with the head. That should be where the hair goes. There is... Let's get another darker color. Okay. Now for the eye. Getting the eye color off of my Gacha OC. Oops. Could put it... No, I put it down one. Color itself. I'm not sure currently what type of eye to do, if I should make it a 2x2 or 2x1 or whatever. But for now I'm going to do a smaller set of eyes. And then see how that looks. I definitely did something not right. Oh wait. I think that's generally how this sort of eye style is done. And then... kind of a bright highlight color. Alright, I'll try out a 2x2 on the other side. Okay, so if I remember right from making those, break this one up. This one up. Keep getting too eager, and then I kept selecting the wrong color. Get a brighter color. And then my shading, just take my one for my actual C. Bam. In the meantime, I think it's also worth putting Okay. Which side do you think? The 1x2i being side 1 and the 2x2i being side 2. If you need me to copy either eye to both sides so you can see it better, I can do that. Two by two? Alright. Let me know if I copied the wrong one. Okay. Oops. Haven't made an eye like this in a really long time. Then... now I need to start the hair process so it's not bald. Start from here. Or actually, blues tend to work better for this sort of shade. I'll start out with the first hairstyle I know how to do. And then once I get both of them done, I'll ask for opinion again. Okay. Let me pull up a reference of skin I made a long time ago on my phone real quick. Alright, and then on this side, I'll start the other style, because I have the reference for that one a bit closer to me. Then... tiny shifts, since we don't want a lot of differentiation. Just enough. Okay, maybe bigger shifts than I thought. Not too sure about the color. I'll keep making it, just to see. Oh, okay. Oh dear. I really don't like making hair because of this reason. It's always so... it's a lot more noticeable when the colors don't turn out like you were expecting. And I'm sort of a picky person when it comes to stuff like this. As if I think I can do a better job, I always try to wanna. So next shift would be the main hair color. 2 more shifts. When I say shifts, I'm referring to grabbing a brand new color. In the middle, do a very tiny one. Not noticeable enough. Okay, that's one way to do it. Now I'll go and fill in the other one. Oh, okay. This one, there's also an option to add like one additional color in little dots that would appear like here, here, and here. But I tend to just leave it as this. So which side do you think? Here's side 1. This is side 2. And let me know if you need to see either one again. Okay. Now I have to do one all around the head. Just to check, this is the one you meant, right? Or was I wrong on that one? Okay, then one more small question before I get to copying. Do you like it with these little sparkles in it? Or did you like it the way it was before? One, no sparkles. 2, sparkles. Okay, without, got it. Okay, time to copy this. Thank you for giving good feedback. I really appreciate it. Okay, up. This side might get a bit confusing since I need to change the pattern. I'm gonna turn up the music just a little bit, as I'm not sure you could hear it for most of the stream. And in moments where I'm focusing instead of talking, I wouldn't want it to be sort of stale and not have much there. Looks like I missed a couple spaces on this side. Okay, let's do the top of the head next. If you want to make your own skin, the site is called Skindex. SKINDEX. There is a lot of ads, so I am using an ad blocker at the moment. So if you do go on it, keep that in mind. Don't click on anything. So, funny thing about this stream, I actually have two... I've never heard of that site before, I'll have to check it out. I only knew about Planet Minecraft and this one, so that's pretty interesting. Oh, wait. You meant, like, Suma as in a character instead of, a site, right? Sorry, it took me a moment to catch on to that one. Oh, Suma! Cool. I've never actually tried making Demon Slayer skins. Maybe I'll try that one day and stream it again like I did now. I started out skins before YouTube, and that led into me making skins for my IRL friends. So, a little fact about this stream is that I actually told one of my friends that I would work on their skin I told them I'd make soon, and that was a couple months ago, so I am very behind on the two requests. I'll catch up eventually though, no problem. Had a bit of lag there, sorry. This is one where I'm not sure how to do again, so I'll have another poll on how the sides of the hair should look. So I think Deosy's hair is a bit longer than this, but I don't want it to cover a lot of the back here. So I'll keep it at this length. Okay, never mind on the pole thing. It doesn't work if I... I will ask how this looks and if I should redo it at the end though. Because that definitely matters. Hopefully I did this right, so when I add in the color it should... Not quite sure, maybe I should have... Okay, so for the back here, do you think that I should remove this upper layer and have it go up one more pixel, and then have this be the little bar? Or do you think it looks fine as it is? One, for removing and moving it up one more, and two, for leave as is. Remove it. I know there's one other person here now, if... Okay, once... Alright. Let's push it up a bit more. This looks a bit awkward at the moment. Hoping it'll look a bit better once I get it all fixed up. Okay. Think that's better? Or does it still look a little off? I am just going to add a bit of... Do you think I should color on the side like this? To point out that the hair's there, or should I leave it like this side? 1 for color on the side, 2 for not coloring on the side. Okay. Then to keep a consistent look, I'll do it right here as well. That might look a little weird. Excuse me. What do you guys think? Does it look weird, or with it on the top? Okay. That's good. So... how I normally do... Let me clean up the upper body a bit. How I normally do bangs is that I have them on this upper layer here. So I'll do that. Before I do, am gonna take away the gigantic forehead. Respectfully. On a Minecraft skin, it looks a little bit funny. Had a hairline in. Okay, that looks a little... I don't know, let me start getting hair in. I just need to go take a reference at some of my older skins. The way my OC hair looks is a bit different than how I would... Oops, looks like we got hit by ads. Well, I guess that gives me time. Sorry about the ads. Okay. So Meryl's hair is a bit... like... This is for a different, slightly semi-different shading style that I used to have, but should work fine once I get it together. So I did, not there. I had it flipped the other way, so I need to carefully think about how it would look inverted. Outer layer always looks a little funny when you're working, so I'm not all too worried until I get it in a game and something looks off. Shoot. Okay. Got this. Okay. So I take this and I place it like that. Now I take this. Same here, I believe. Okay. Put it here and here. this one again. I'm not taking the eyebrows into account at the moment, but I will later. Promise. Absolutely hate making hair. It confuses me so badly. Never tell when I'm placing where. If I were to take that eyebrow like that, just to show me where I'm at here. Oops. That's where my eyebrow's gonna be. That's where my other eyebrow is. I'm not sure if that helped at all, but nope, that looks wrong. Okay. Next step is there. Okay. Do you think that'd look right, or should I... Because I'm not sure whether or not I want to put the eyebrows in a position of, like, having them show through the layer. Would that make it better? One's for eyebrows showing like that, and two for eyebrows not showing. Here's one. That's two. Okay. And should I remove these little dots as well then? And put the hair back, or keep that bit showing? Because I think like just having a bit there forms it slightly better. Okay, so there's a little detail that I like adding whenever I'm doing hair. If you don't want the back to look as flat, you can add a pattern. They might look like little buns on the back of the head. So how would you say something like this would look with the hair? You think I should remove this? Remove one, keep two. And then I'll make... Got it. I'm probably gonna have to end stream here pretty soon, so I'm gonna try to wrap this up. Okay. So those are the changes you chose, right? Okay. So that means that the last thing to do is finish by adding just a bit of texture to the clothing. I normally do details like that on hoodies, but I'm not sure that entirely... Yeah, that's not what I want for this side, so let's remove this as it is currently. Oops. Why isn't that? Instead, show that this is the end of the little suit jacket. And I think that's done for now. Is there anything else you can think to add, or something that you think I missed? Alright, then this is the final product. I'll post what it looks like in game to the community tab, both with and without shaders, in probably within the next 30 minutes. And I think that marks the end of the stream. Whoa. Thank you all so much for joining, and I hope to see you guys the next time I stream. Sorry that I took a break for a couple weeks. So, bye-bye. I hope you guys enjoyed.